This is Keith Eller from Cops Corrections Videos. Today I'd like to talk about something which affects all of us, whether it's police work, whether it's correctional, being in corrections. That is hiring and retaining staff. I recently saw on one of the law enforcement websites about the Nebraska Department of Corrections. Now, Nebraska is hiring people, and it advertises a pay rate of $28 an hour plus a $15,000 sign-on bonus paid out over a period of 3 years. So that means if an officer makes it a minimum of 3 years, he's going to come away with an extra $15,000 in his pocket. Now that starting pay is pretty good for corrections throughout the Midwest. In Wisconsin, they just raised the starting pay. I'm not sure what it is. It's a little over $20 an hour. And there are proposals to raise the pay a little higher than that. And I certainly hope they go through. The people certainly do deserve it. Now, people take a job basically for two reasons: money and benefits. Now, the state has always had better benefits than the county. When I worked for the state of Wisconsin, this was prior to Act 10, which eliminated the union, eliminated collective bargaining, and it also caused employees to have to pay for a personal own health insurance. Prior to that, I had free health insurance. Well, I went to the county, and at the county, I was making about $2 an hour more to start. And I thought, that's great. I'm starting out making, $32 an hour and all this good stuff. But then all of a sudden, my first month's bill came for my insurance, and it was $250. And it was a $1,500 deductible per person. Not just me, but per family member. That meant for me, my wife, my kids, each of us had to pay $1,500 deductible before anything kicked in. So the pay was kind of taken away by the benefits. I ultimately ended up going back to the state and retired from the state. One of the things I want to talk about, though, is it's great that we're offering these incentives for new employees. It's great that we're giving them the hiring bonuses. It's great that we're giving them a good starting rate of pay. But what about the employees who have shown their dedication over the years? What about the employee who has 10, 15, 20 years and is feeling no appreciation whatsoever? In Wisconsin, they used to have longevity pay, and it wasn't a lot. You got $50 for every 5 years you've been there. So, that means what? After 30 years, you get $150 yearly bonus. It's not a whole lot of money, but it was something. Well, they did away with that a few years ago. By rewarding young people to get into the job, that's a good thing. But rewarding people who are already on the job is a better thing. We need to retain our staff that is experienced. I see in police departments across the country experienced police officers leaving because they're underappreciated, they're underpaid, and they're overworked. It's the same in corrections. Underappreciated, overpaid, overworked. Corrections, too, is losing a lot of good people. A lot of good officers are leaving because they found out they can make more elsewhere, and the benefits are almost as good. Not quite as good. You get a lot of sick leave at the state, you get a lot of vacation time. So, but benefits don't pay the bills. The bottom dollar pays the bills. In order to retain staff, you can't just give them a pizza party once a year or free popcorn once a month or, some piddly little thing, that the warden goes out of his way and comes in on third shift and, hands out bags of popcorn to the staff. Big whoop. Big whoop. Does that really show any appreciation for your staff? I always felt that every senior manager, whether it's a warden, a security director, a deputy warden, or a unit manager, should come in and work the line with line staff on every shift at least once a month. That means putting in 8 hours on first shift line, 8 hours on second shift line, 8 hours on third shift line. Get out there and see what's going on. See what's really happening instead of sitting in your office and dictating from above and expecting people to be happy because, hey, we gave them a pizza party with Domino's 2 for offer and bought pizza for everybody. Pizza parties don't cut it. What cuts it is longevity pay. What cuts it is rewarding staff who've been there for a while. Now, I'm not talking about I don't even remember what they called it. It was a compensation plan where you could recommend employees to get an extra $1,500 bonus at the end of the year. You know, that's great. It's really great. As supervisors, we had to nominate 5 people a year to get that award. Well, unfortunately, we had supervisors who were simply putting in recommendations for their friends, not for the job they did. I remember recommending one individual for a compensation award, and this was a person I didn't like. He was rabid anti-administration. He bucked everything I ever told him to do. But the fact of the matter is, he also came across an inmate that passed out in the rec field, performed CPR on that inmate, and saved that inmate's life. I recommended him for the award. Well, guess what? He wasn't popular, so he didn't get it. It got to the point where people didn't want the reward, because when they got it, they were almost shunned by other staff members, and that's a shame. We shouldn't have staff members afraid to be getting an award for doing a good job. We need to reward our senior staff. Granted, we need to attract new staff, but we need to reward our senior staff on the same compensatory basis as we do the junior staff. If you want to keep good staff, reward your staff accordingly. This has been Keith Helwig with Cop Corrections Videos. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and watch your back.